Shalom, we're here in Krakow, Poland, as we are covering the events of the March of the Living 2018. Today, a day before the main ceremony of the march, the main march in the Auschwitz-Birkenau camps, we are here in Krakow meeting the delegations from around the world who are here to learn, to hear the story of the Holocaust, and to hear it and learn it here, where it happened.
You know, it's the 30th anniversary of the March of the Living. For 30 years, we've been bringing students along with survivors to come here to hear the stories from the survivors who had a life here and then had a life taken away from them and then came and built a life in Canada or Israel or the United States, wherever they went. And this is about the history. This is about them telling their story, and so that the participants can see it themselves.
Why come? You know, we're familiar with the numbers. We know the stories. We watch the movies. What does it do when you come here, walk here, and hear it here?
It makes it personal and allows you to connect with history and with being Jewish.
I felt that as a Jew, that it was necessary to come to see what occurred, what took place during the war, and how many of our cousins, relatives were lost during the war, and thought that to pay respect and to really memorialize all those Jews that were killed during the war.
I spoke to my husband in the U.S. last night, and I found the words hard to come by, and I basically said that it's indescribable emotions. Yesterday, we had the opportunity to visit Treblinka death camp, and it was such an incredibly emotional, moving experience. Of course, to see and hear about the over 900,000 Jews that were brutally murdered during the Holocaust, but on the other side, it was so incredibly inspiring to see hundreds and hundreds of people from all over the world, young and old, coming together as a Jewish community to remember, and we will never forget.
What do you hope to bring home with you?
More compassion, a deeper understanding, more tolerance, and the ability to appreciate more the sacrifice and the hardship of being downtrodden.
My father, who was Polish, came here in 1920, and he never wanted to come back. He said they weren't nice to us before, and he wouldn't let us take her back to Poland. I wanted to see it for myself, my wife wanted to see it, so we came back. And just walking through Treblinka and seeing the old synagogue, it's just a different feeling. My father should have come back.
When you ask the kids what came out of this for them, it's not the buildings, it's not the concentration camps. It's the stories they hear from the survivors, hearing them give their heart out to explain what happened in these places. The families they lost, the pain they went through, the homes that were taken from them, and it gives a sense of coming together to explain to them the importance of communities. These kids can bring it back when they go to Israel and come back to their communities.
To see, as we did yesterday at Treblinka, all the young people, Jews and non-Jews, learning about it and seeing the spirit that they had. That's the new generation.
It is a privilege and an honor to be Jewish, and we must stick together as a community, and I think March of the Living epitomizes that sentiment, that we as Jews from all over the world are one people, one community, and we are bonding together to memorialize those who suffered terribly during the Holocaust, and they will never be forgotten.
It's great to see we're surrounded by so many young Jewish and non-Jewish kids that are willing to march and to support Israel. So it will never happen again.
Tell us about the visit to Israel. It's a very, very significant and very meaningful visit.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of kids who have come on the march and they've been to Israel before, but when they go on the march and they go to Israel, it's an entirely different experience when they land on the ground. They can't believe where the Jewish people have come from, and it's a very important part to come to Israel and have that 1 week and do that walk from the City Hall in Jerusalem to the Kotel. That's the best march.